What's going on, Japsters? This is your boy SYNTELL with Intel. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscription button, click the bell icon for up-to-date news breaks, and give us a well-placed thumbs up. Let's get started. Disney/Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings outperformed expectations at the global and international box office this weekend, coming in with $56 million for the standard overseas draw and a new Labor Day record of $83 million for the 4-day domestic draw. Combined and including the Labor Day estimate, the worldwide total is $139.7 million. Good lord, that's a lot of money. On screen in 41 material offshore markets, the first Asian American Marvel superhero chimed in with number ones in all key hubs. Overall, Shang-Chi's international debut is 53% ahead of the Suicide Squad, but 29% below Black Widow. Notably not a part of the ticket draw were much of Southeast Asia and China, where a date is still awaited. Shang-Chi has not been approved for distribution in China, which will cause a major hit to the box office gross. MCU films tend to take 10 to 20% of their box office from China. The underlying controversy seems to stem from the film's casting and the perception of the comic book series that Shang-Chi is based on. The comic books on which the film is based have been considered racist and filled with reductive stereotypes. Marvel studio head Kevin Feige has assured the public that the subject matter will be handled with racial sensitivity, but that does not seem to be enough to save the movie from being banned in China. In IMAX, Shang-Chi grossed $13.2 million worldwide. This sets a global Labor Day weekend opening record. Social and critical scores are high on Shang-Chi as well. In France, it got a 4.2 from Allociné, and in China, despite not yet being released, the film already has a 7.7 on Dubon. The one market which underperformed this debut was Korea, which typically loves Marvel. However, this is the first Hollywood title to open at number one over several weeks. Social sentiment there is lower than elsewhere. Here in the good old USA, Shang-Chi is receiving good reviews as well. As of this writing, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 92% tomato meter with a 98% audience score. It received an 8.0 on IMDb and a 7.8 user score on Metacritic. Shang-Chi's director, Dustin Cretton, revealed a few interesting tidbits that may satisfy your unquenched Shang-Chi curiosity. Dustin was asked, was there anything in the movie that was cut for time or budget? He said there was a really cool fight scene. It was set in a really cool setting, but he can't speak out loud about it because he really hopes to shoot it in another movie. But it was one of the most exciting settings to see a fight scene happen. He claims he's pretty sure that it'll make it into the next one. When asked how long was your first cut compared to the finished film that fans will see, Dustin responded, I think the first cut was close to 3 hours, and the final cut a little over 2 hours. We went through quite a few changes and rearranging things. The drama was something that we really discovered in the editing with our incredible team of editors. When asked about deleted scenes, Cretton says we have a lot of deleted scenes that you should be able to experience on Blu-ray or however else they release deleted scenes now. He emphasizes we have some really good ones. The ending credits of Shang-Chi leaves the audience with a couple of reveals that have many of us pondering what's in store for the greater cinematic universe. Now, me personally, I have always wondered what the process was when the end credit scenes are put together. Dustin says that the scenes are always a pending question up until the film's end. Then a collaboration of sorts is put together to decide how to go about it. Collider asked, the first post-credit scene poses a question. What's happening? Do you already have the answer, or is it sort of like, let's just pose the question? Cretton responds, it's a little of both. I mean, we definitely are posing a question that is pointed to a direction that makes sense to what's happening in the MCU, and also is a direction that is very excited for us to explore in the future. But the questions that are left unanswered are equally as exciting to the creatives making the movie as it is to the fans. He says, I think exactly what the fans are going through or what we're going through, like all the potential what ifs or what could be. That's part of the fun of working for a studio like Marvel. It sounds like Marvel does a very good job of keeping their cards close to their chest regarding the overall arching storylines of the MCU. They give just enough information to their directors to create a world where curiosity can be maintained without the risk of spoiling anything. Overall, I think this is a must-see Marvel movie. It's easily within my top 5 in the cinematic universe. Knowing that there are additional deleted scenes that are quote-unquote very good only makes the project even more magical. I'm happy that Dustin shared with the public that a director of his caliber isn't allowed to see the whole cinematic picture. I think that maintains the childlike wonder in the presentation of the final product. Shang-Chi is just another example, like Black Panther, that shows its success can be maintained without whitewashing the franchise. People will show up even during a pandemic, regardless of color, if you give a good story to follow with interesting characters. It's still a little odd knowing that the central characters that established the MCU, such as Iron Man, Captain America, and Black Widow, may be swapped out with upgraded versions advantage of their original swagger. But when you see a film like Shang-Chi, you know the MCU is still in great hands regardless of who's headlining the Marvel brand. Now I'm looking forward to see what else Marvel can do to refresh this lineup. I'm even more excited to see what the darker side of the cinematic experience will look like when we get clearer examples of who the arch nemesis could be. The end credit scenes give just enough of a taste to keep you wondering. The picture is still too big for us to see the whole thing. We can expect the emergence of more multi-dimensional storytelling and cosmic level explanations. We're still at the very tip of this iceberg. With the Eternals hopefully right around the corner, our scope of the big picture will get a little more focus. Jaby has an interview with Destin Cretton as well that I would highly recommend that you check out. It's fun, laid back, and informative. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to receive up-to-the-minute updates. There's also that nifty little thumbs up button that you can hit as well. This is SYNTELL with Intel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.